As you all know, the comedian Dave Chappelle loves making people mad. And during his entire career, he's delighted in delivering jokes that offend or tell uncomfortable truths. And his latest special for Netflix, The Closer, is no exception. During this special, he explores a length of strained relationships with the LGBTQI community, clarifying some of his off-color jokes that he's told over the years while delivering new ones, and I have to say bluntly, with plenty of the backlash coming from the LGBTQI community and trans activists, many on social media are pressuring Netflix to remove it from their services. But despite the criticism, the show is currently number 3 on Netflix top 10 list in the United States. So, did Dave Chappelle go too far again? We want to hear from you because you're going to hear from us. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to start.
I do. So first of all, I want to say to Dave Chappelle, if you're going to come for a community, at least get our name right. He kept saying LBGTQ, and it is LGBTQ. Well, LGBTQI. So get the name right before you start talking about people.
Was he doing that intentionally for?
No, you could see him stumbling, like trying to get the letters right. So again, if that's going to let you know how I feel about what he did and what he said and where he's coming from, that's just the beginning. Okay. Get the name right.
Okay, I didn't. I picked up on that a couple of times when he did that, and I attributed that to nerves. First of all, but I did hear it, so I get where you're coming from. Overall, I'm just gonna, before I begin picking through the show, I'm going to say that I enjoyed the show. I enjoyed the special. And I'm just gonna come right off the cuff. And this has nothing to do with me being a Dave Chappelle fan. I just enjoyed the special because, unbeknownst to me, I took things away from that special that I didn't expect to take away.
Like what?
And like a discussion about the racism that exists in the LGBT community. I walked away. I walked away hearing and knowing how African Americans are also marginalized in the LGBT community.
You didn't know that
I've experienced. I'm sorry.
Good.
And so I've experienced it, and so I've seen it. And so to bring that on the floor, to have a conversation about it, to me, and I'm gonna let you all, chime in here. The special was like, oh shoot, I walked in the library, I didn't know these books were here.
But it's so interesting because so much of what he said was based, it was either historically inaccurate or the things that he sort of put together just made no sense in terms of making a comparison. I mean, what I kept hearing was him saying things just so he could just sort of throw either trans people or LGBTQ people, LGBTQI people into the mix to divide people and go against that community, as he kept referring to people.
Like, what did you hear?
Well, a couple of things stand out to me. One is when he asked the question, when he was pointing out how he's never said anything bad about the trans community, but he said, but I've asked these questions. And the last one, he went through 4 things because I took notes. The last one was, he goes, why was it easier? Why was it more difficult for Cassius Clay to change his name than for Caitlyn Jenner to change her gender? And that got a lot of applause because I guess people were supposed to think it's really tough for Black people, but really easy for white trans people. And what I guess he doesn't know is that Christine Jorgensen in 1952 changed her gender, which was 12 years before Cassius Clay tried to change his name. So one should assume that it would be easier for Caitlyn Jenner some 60 some odd years later to change her gender, since someone already did that before Cassius Clay. What is interesting is why he didn't say, how was it easy for Prince to change his name from Prince Rogers Nelson to some symbol that no one could pronounce? I mean, it's like, if you're going to compare things, compare them, but to set up these false flags just to make a jab at the community just showed how he was just trying to be mean and vindictive to me.